Subverting expectations.
It's just clearly fan fiction.
But Loki, it wouldn't have been as exciting for the audience.
It's that look. It's that look right there. That look like, test me, mother. Yeah.
And then there's a little old lady.
Knives for sale.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Talk Hard. It's Tuesday. Wouldn't be Tuesday without Talk Hard. So here we are. We're going to talk Halo, and another week. And well, boys, we survived. We're here. Let's talk about it. So, Loki, my friend, you got both your eyes. I was a little concerned. How was that process for you, my friend? Yeah. Okay. Ironcaster, my friend, you feel a little better about this than you kind of leaked to us that you were feeling a little better about this. So I will look forward to hearing that.
Yeah, I gotta say I didn't hate this episode this week. Just to kind of throw that right away.
All right. I was bored out of my flipping mind. I have no idea what the point of anything is anymore. Last season was like so bad. It was Mystery Science Theater bad. Like it was just bad sci-fi. Forget about Halo and Halo lore, which drove Loki completely mad. It was just bad sci-fi. It was just horrible. Now it's just like nothing. I feel like I'm reading like a Marvel comic book where we're interested about talking about food and just walking around. It's like I don't even understand what we're doing. So. But with that, folks, we will be here. We'd love to hear from you guys out there. So make sure you blow that chat up and keep us honest and let us know what you guys are thinking. And it's only appropriate that he's here first. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Chris Persia from the Great Wide North. How are you, my friend? Hail to the triumvirate of Talking Hard. And hail to you, my friend. This wonderful, wonderful thumbnail, the wonderful overlay. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It is literally just, I'm so beside myself. This may just become the new banner. Just we'll take the overlay and just that's it right there. I mean, maybe I need a new hat, for other movies after Halo, but other than that, that's some good stuff right there.
See, I think we need to get you one of those like football helmets with the beer in the little in it instead of the horns.
As long as you can see their Dr. Peppers, I think I'm okay with that. I just wear a ball cap though. I don't wear anything. I've just different. Yeah, I mean, it's like Loki remembers the dreadful conversation of me coming out of Jurassic Park Dominion, just ranting and raving, pissed off beyond all belief. And the only thing I came away with happy about was I got a black Jurassic Park hat out of the deal, and that was it. So I just no, it's okay. It works for Halo. It works for Halo. So. Roman, my brother, hope you're doing well, my friend. Great to see you out there. Please leave those comments. And yeah, I did. Well, I'm sad, man. Autumn Sunrise. She's just not a part of this yet. We're still waiting. So Love Pugs. Hey there. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being with us. Hope you're enjoying some Halo conversation. Love to hear from you. Master Chief. This Master Chief is lacking. Well, that hence the reason we call him Master Chef. So it is indeed. So, Loki, do we just let Ironcaster try to sell us on some of this? Because I don't even know what to say. The intro at least is like a little bit of everybody. Like I was actually happy to see. We got a little bit of everything. We got Strawberry Spartan. We got the new Cortana, new Carantana. We got it's not Dave Chappelle. We got braids, and we got Strawberry Spartan. Now, by the way, for those of you who are new to the Talk Hard experience, or you're watching this after the fact, let me pull this up here. Here we go. Strawberry Spartan. There she is. We got a little bit of everybody. We got there is not Cortana. Then you got not Dave Chappelle, braids, and the star of the show. Now, for those of you who don't know, we're bigger fans of Strawberry Spartan than I think Strawberry Spartan probably is. Am I right?
I can't argue it.
Yeah, she's the faces that this poor actress makes too, man. It's just gold. Oh Lord. So we have our quick little sequence, and then the opening is so dark, you cannot see anything. And this is not like exaggerated for my computer or the phone. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, "What on earth is happening?" I couldn't see. I turned the brightness all the way up, and I could barely see anything in the opening sequence. But at least there was something happening. It just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. That was one of the big things that I will say I was disappointed with. We finally get to see our Spartans in suits. You were thinking, okay, we're 3 episodes in. Can we actually see the team actually going out and actually doing some gunplay? Can we see a little action of some kind? Anything there?
They build it. No. You know what happens, Loki?
They don't deliver.
Nothing. A big old wet fart of no. It's all about Master Chief being mentally ill and he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's all fake and you're under arrest, Master Chief. You stand down. I was like, what in the name of bloody? I couldn't believe what was happening. Like we went through all of this to just go, no, none of it matters. None of it matters. Stand down to girl boss and then cut away from it. And I'm just like, what on earth is happening? This is just absolutely terrible. I'm sorry. I just look at the face. I mean, it's so dark you probably can't even see. But it's just, I was like, what on earth is happening? Yeah.
We need to cut in the clip of Sylvester Stallone as Judge Dredd going, "You betrayed the law."
Oh,
that's basically what that's basically all that scene existed to do. Just say you're in trouble because we have to wag the finger at you.
Let's make a mockery of Master Chief again, as if having sex with Hot Pocket wasn't bad enough. We have to pretend that the Master Chief is mentally ill. He's imagining everything. They know that's even worse. Is they know what's going on. They're not guessing here. They're making Chief a fall guy because they know exactly what's happening.
Also, we can make sure we put into the show mental illness, and then we can address it.
Kind of. I mean, it's all just a facade, though, because it's either. See, the difference is it's not even set up to be a twist that's going to come later on. It's in this same episode. They reveal that all this is garbage and waste of our time. Master Chief is actually correct. So, but Penny is here. Hey to Penny. Hope you're doing well, lady. Better a Jurassic Park hat than a questionable Dune popcorn bucket. Matt, I don't know how you guys can watch this track. Yeah, it is, Matt. It is rough.
It's all his fault.
I
wouldn't watch this again, but
I have to be honest. This episode, I called Loki and I told him, I said, I got to be Ironcaster. You're maybe you guys in chat can start giving your votes. I'm about ready to eject just because there's nothing happening. It's so boring. I'm like, I actually almost was like, maybe we like wait for 2 episodes and then see if any, because there's just so little that actually of consequence. But yeah, Matt, but we watched it so you didn't have to. How's that? Let's see. This has the feeling, none of the feeling of Halo and more political drama with sci-fi elements. You're being generous, Chris. You're being generous. Monkey Jeebus says, Loki, like, I say, go ahead.
It's like they took a page out of a political thriller script and kind of wafted it in the air and said, look, guys, look, we're filling the script room full of political intrigue. It's like, no, it's just, we're just not going to tell people that the Covenant are coming. That's all the plot. That's all the plot is building.
Yeah, there's no political intrigue. So before we get to political intrigue, though, we cut away from this sequence. So again, we have a potential action sequence that's going to happen. And then at the last minute, that's not going to happen. And it's girl boss say, no, Master Chief, stand down. And then we cut away to this guy, douchebag McGee, and Alzheimer's dad. So douchebag McGee is now the Dr. Halsey, right? I think Loki, her name's Halsey, right?
Yes.
Halsey's replacement is this guy, the Oni guy. And he was clearly a villain from the get-go. There wasn't even like any any twist or element. He totally knows crap that he's not sharing with the team and with the audience. And instead we waste, let's see, what's the time mark on this? 9:49, no, 9:09, 8:37. Oh man, it's a long time. Holy cow. So like 8:35. So we waste almost 3 minutes with Alzheimer's dad's story before we cut back to the actual story. So again, season 2. Let's just stop the show for a minute. Introduce another character that does not matter to anything about the villain, or at least an antagonist to the story, and we just don't care about any of it. And Loki, what on earth is going through your mind when I'm torturing you enough to get you to convince yourself to watch this crap? And you're like, wait a minute, why am I watching this Alzheimer's scene? Like, I don't understand.
Is the father supposed to be an important character from Halo? Because this is something I don't know.
Nope.
This is just douchebaggery nonsense, man. This is just like this was, to me, I knew this wasn't going to be part of Halo. And the reason I know is because it's only designed to make you feel some sort of sympathy for this guy. Like he somehow has stakes to get humans off the planet. But he implies that he's leaving his dad behind to die. He's implying that there's something that's going to happen. But guess what, folks? That doesn't happen either.
See, I was going into this expecting this big twist of he's going to kind of do the same thing that Doctor did and basically turn his dad into an AI. Like I thought we were going to go that direction with this, to where he can kind of keep his father living on. I'm like, okay, is there something here we can go with that? Because that might be kind of an interesting, like, hypocritical element.
Slap a Halo logo on and make it gay. Okay, well, first off, it's not even lame and gay. It is boring, dribble nonsense. It is like vanilla gruel. There's no fruit in this bowl of oatmeal.
You've got access to this rich, vibrant universe. We are talking about epic storytelling. Okay, what the Covenant wants, what the humans have, how the Covenant can't get access to what they want because they aren't connected to the people that they need to be connected to, while human beings have certain access. There's this huge, rich story in the games that is completely gone and lacking. And I talked to Pops earlier today, and I said, Chief's not a three-dimensional character. Chief is, we are going to go and blow shit up. We are going to go back and give the Covenant back their bomb. We are going to kick ass, chew bubblegum, and we're all out of bubblegum. And they could have kept that. He doesn't need to be a three-dimensional character. He doesn't need to have sex with Hot Pocket. He doesn't need to have that kind of relationship with Cortana. Cortana doesn't need to be jealous, because none of that needs to be in the story. Period. None of it. If you want to go explore some of this with some of the other Spartans that we've never met before, we have no idea who they are, fine. If you've got to go that direction, fine, do it that way. But they've cut out everything that's good about it to try and tell this three-dimensional tale with John, when there doesn't need to be one. They're ruining the character.
It seems to me that this has got like a lot of like Starship Trooper elements to the lore, right? It's like this crazy, insane scenarios that are in these military situations for humans to survive, and it's how I view elements of the video game. I think I'm oversimplifying the lore part, but I mean, it's just like this show. It just constantly shies away from having any of those elements ever presented on screen. I think if we add up all of season 1, there was a little bit in episode 1. There was a little bit in the finale. Maybe there was a smattering of some other things. I mean, it literally would be less than probably 20 minutes, maybe, in the whole season 1. Probably, maybe 30 minutes. All of season 1 might have 30 minutes of like that type of action sequence. they don't even try to bring those game elements into the show. And this season seems like it's even interested in doing less. Go ahead, Ironcaster.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when I texted you guys, it was basically immediately after me having watched it, and I hadn't had a chance to really let a lot of this sit in. But as I'm kind of sitting here starting to think more over this, I'm starting to find more things that are bothering me. The introduction of the father with Alzheimer's here, only to then turn around and often by the end, only to have him basically take a cyanide pill by the end of this, and have him do this with where Ackerson goes and brings out this clone of his daughter who's died. It's really starting to sit unwell with me now. The more I think about it,
yeah, it's going to make less sense.
It feels like, well,
I'm sure. So
the assisted suicide aside, it does feel like elder abuse there, like that he would do this to his father, he might have these flashes where he's going to remember, where he might remember she's back, that she's not coming back, that she's dead, only to then be showing him her again. Like
none of those scenes even matter because he's saying his goodbye in this scene. This sets up the stakes. This sets up the stakes of I'm going to have to leave my dad behind, and they undo it later on in the episode. So Roman's talking about how great the games were. Obviously, you're among your people. Pat, thank you. No problem, me and Hardy. We totally get it, my friend. Same thing with AC. Awesome, great to see you, my friend. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. Got to do it. Yeah, AC, I would love to have you in, man. I totally get it, man. This is nuts. So, and by the way, yes, please check out the Ironcaster. Mech Mondays are rocking and rolling, man. Good stuff.
Because at least with sort of my premise, my thought I was going into this, where they're going to have him create this AI version of his father. Like that could be something you could build on, that he doesn't want to let go of his father, but he has to kind of come to terms with the fact that he's going to have to learn to.
But they don't. How did you get an AI thing of your father out of all that? I didn't get an AI father at all in any of this. Did you? Did I miss something?
Well, no, it's just when they're talking about him, like when he says the line of like, "Don't let them take me alive," and when when you're having to deal with this idea of Alzheimer's, I was curious, like maybe that's something he's going to do here because he has access to all the stuff that Halsey had, that Doctor had to create Cortana. Thinking, is he going to do the same thing? He already has Cortana. Maybe he's going to try to replicate it.
Ironcaster, Loki can now address how you have put way more thought into that script than all the people that wrote it, because there's no way that was ever on the plate, in my opinion, to these people. They never ever thought that level of detail into this, Loki. Am I right? There's no way they thought. There's no way.
So the whole thing with leaving his dad behind is he's not going to tell anyone that this is going to happen. He didn't warn anybody. He didn't sound the alarm. They didn't initiate the winter contingent. What is the winter contingent? The winter contingent is the plan that if the Covenant ever found Reach, how they were going to defend the planet from the Covenant. That's not happened. It happened in the game, Halo Reach. It has not happened in this show because they are rewriting history and doing their own BS. He is going to sacrifice almost everybody on that planet or some weird Cortana plan of what's going to happen.
All right, well,
Cortana wasn't even invented. Cortana wasn't even created at this point. It was well into the Battle of Reach when Cortana was created, and Halsey created her. So they have gone so far off track of what happened, and I'm sure it's because they know nothing about the games. They were given a set of characters. They said, "Here are your characters. Here's the underlying story. Make shit up as you go." Or do it by committee on a whiteboard. That's exactly what happened here. And that's why everybody's so pissed. Because they don't want people to know. They don't want the creators to know what the hell happened and what's supposed to happen. Because by God, subvert expectations and make it new.
Yeah, AC's right. The game is epic. It tells a great story of loss and hope to come. Yeah, Loki was filling me in today before the show, so I at least understood a little bit more about what was actually happening. But let's get caught up on the story because Loki kind of got it. So this is the first phase of Keyes lecturing them all about how bad they are, and no one listening to Master Chief. So I want to make sure we're clear that Master Chief knows what's going on, and he's getting berated by Keyes and the team,
Which
and
would never
blah, blah,
happen.
blah. It just makes no sense whatsoever. It makes Keys look even more incompetent because the audience already knows that Master Chief is right. So now Keys is also being degraded as a character, and Strawberry Spartan a little bit. And then we cut away from all the story that matters to this nonsense. So meanwhile, by the way,
Miss Mullet.
what a complete waste of time. So the manufactured story from season 1 is the not Dave Chappelle Miss Mullet storyline with she's the little Asian girl on a planet called Madrigal. Did even the planet even exist in the game, Loki? They made that up too, right? The sand planet, the Tatooine planet. Yeah, okay. So they made up all this nonsense with a little Asian girl, and she was going to be the heir. Incumbent Covenant came, and you had this thing with not Dave Chappelle, and he got kidnapped in episode 1, and literally they waste, I don't know how much time. We're not even going to talk about all this because none of this matters, guys. The reason I can say, the boys can correct me, the reason I can tell you why none of this matters is because in season 1, after spending all of that time on Kwan and who was Miss Mullet, all that story, in episode 6 of season 1, they took them all back to the sand planet and left them there, and then did 3 episodes back to the rest of the story. So their own writing couldn't even figure out how to include them in the action in season 1. They're not going to do it this time either. Am I right, guys? Is there hardly even a reason to cover any of this backstory or this little side story?
There's no reason whatsoever.
It's
Not
there
with
just
Miss
for the
Mullet.
sake of.
We
God.
like Dave Chappelle.
This is
episode
the
1. He
worst
was
part
a
of the story.
performer, but it was none of this matters. So now it's about the mom, and this is their people, and we have to interrupt the side story to get to braids. Oh my gosh, this was so insufferably bad. So we end up having this one little scene with John. Crikey, hold on. Sorry guys, it goes in 10-second intervals. So we have this little sequence. So they take him on an elevator, and basically all they do is, I'm going to give you the full effect of him. That's it. There you go. So that's about the most action that we get out of this episode, by the way. He just goes full on Captain America from Winter Soldier. And then we cut away from all that to go to braids.
It was
like, what the heck is happening?
It was so clear what they were trying to set up to do.
Not even like, and then the worst part is, I'm willing to say this is how it's going to go. I'm like, okay, so now he knows the truth. He's going to do his thing. Whether his team will come with him or not, it will create more conflict. It'll deal with some emotional stuff like Loki was saying. Like, that would be it. He's on his mission now. They have their emotional things. I could still salvage this story in some way, shape, or form. But that's not what they're going to do, guys. No. We're going to interrupt the movie. We're going to interrupt the show for braids. Oh my God, I couldn't believe this is so dumb. And braids is going to go to the poorly acted blind Spartan. So now blind, I didn't even know he was blind at first in the season.
Black albino too.
Yeah. So in that episode, I didn't know at first he was blind, but obviously it played. In this scene, he's so badly acting blind. I was embarrassed for blind people who are actually, but I just couldn't believe this. So he is supposed to be the blind, black, albino, gay dude.
Yep. Is there a checkbox he hasn't hit?
Well, he's not a midget.
Oh.
Yeah. And by the way, we're supposed to believe, again, I don't want to judge the gay community. I'm sorry. I don't buy 1 minute that our gay, blind, albino Spartan dude is with that super hot gay dude. There's no freaking way. Are you kidding me? Look at this guy that he's supposed to be with. This is ridiculous. I guess you can't tell because the whole freaking episode is so dark.
They had to save the budget on the lighting.
Yeah, well, anyway, this guy who looks like he's like a Hispanic model is allegedly with our albino black dude. It's completely absurd. I just couldn't believe this. And then we cut away from all that to get Strawberry Spartan having this horribly shot scene with Douchebag McGee. That's our name for him. What is his real name, Ironcaster?
Ackerson.
Ackerson? He's actually a character. It's just he's messed up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, douchebag McGee is our nickname for Ackerson. So this is literally like for 2 or 3 seconds. I don't hate the scene because it was shot right, where like she's supposed to be made to look big like this. And I was like, wow, they're doing her proper. Like she's supposed to be a Spartan that's being ginormous. Like she should be, 6 foot tall, and they're all like normal size men. And no, it doesn't take long, more than a second or two. They mess up the shot. Now you suddenly realize that she's not big. But
Nope.
this is a waste of our time. I actually couldn't stand this scene because it was like Strawberry Spartan kind of undermining Chief, and I couldn't handle it. So let's keep up with chat. I think I gave AC. AC was talking about how epic Reach is. Really tells a great story. Early, let's see. Cortana was super hot. Well, sure. I think in season 1 there were scenes where they were setting her up to be, cute. I'm not sure I would say hot, but she was set up to be cute. So,
one of the other things that does kind of bother me out of this is, we've gone to give braids and strawberry sunshine, like go and give them their own little storylines. But what about like the other Spartan, Vanek? Like he's there just to like pad out like the scenes. Like, oh, we need an extra 5 seconds for like the little end like monologue. So we just have him like walking.
I couldn't find our nickname for him from last year because it came late in the season, and I couldn't find the episode where we gave him a nickname. But in this season, he only has the one line about feeling and watching the animals. He basically watches Animal Planet, and Loki just had this look on his face with that scene, like, you got to be effing kidding me. He's like, I don't feel any different. I just watch animal shows from time to time. That was literally the extent of his dialogue to this point, just being black dude on screen. It was so stupid. So, yes, he can do that all day in an elevator scene. Master Queef, albino guy from Black Lightning. Cool. I have no idea the reference. Is that the Black Lightning? Is there a Black Lightning show?
Yeah, there was a Black Lightning show.
Oh, that's right. It was a CW, right? I never watched it. So.
Yep, CW.
Hey, DJ Ronnie G. Hey, no worries, Charles. Yeah. When both the gays are Spartans, who's the bottom? Hopefully a new power bottom at least. Oh, gosh, Pat, had to go there.
They wouldn't care about any of that.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so up its own ass. It's more up its own ass than those 2 Spartans.
Than those 2, because we don't believe them. We don't. So this really drove me nuts. And then it doesn't matter because there's no consequence because we have to cut right back to Miss Mullet, who's not Miss Mullet anymore. They cut her mullet off. They watched the show clearly, and this is the new. I don't even want to nickname the mom. I could care absolutely less. It's Mrs. Not Dave Chappelle, which, by the way, what is with her facial expressions? Maybe that's the nickname it comes. Like, what is with these expressions that she's making? Chat, give her a nickname. What is the deal? Like these bad sort of like Matisha Adams faces that she's constantly making. Like, what? I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Anyway, so literally just wasting our time with all this nonsense, and then we get to like the dumbest scene. This is partly what I had to talk to Loki about because I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, this makes no sense. So basically, what happens here is the douchebag McGee scene is with Keys, and they're basically
the dead Spartans.
They're a room full of the dead Cobalt Spartans. Right, that's who they're supposed to be, aren't they?
Yeah, that's who
they are. They were never sent on a mission. It was all a lie. Master Chief was right. And they were killed by the Covenant, who are on Reach. Now, this is so badly written that I'm having to headcanon that out of the story because it's actually not well communicated to the audience. Loki's going to have to correct me if I'm wrong. Am I oversimplifying? Because, I mean, I'm the noob here. I'm trying to pretend that I know even less than I do. And I'm having a hard time like, okay, you didn't really tell me what's going on. And then you're trying to convince me that this guy, who's supposed to be in charge, the black dude, is now pansied his way along and does nothing other than just drops an F-bomb. Oh, you're just going to let the humans die. They're there. You're behind everything. You know what's going on the whole time. And his big solution is not to call. I don't know what the protocol would be in the game, but to me, I'm like, any sci-fi show would be like, call the MPs, he's revealed to be the villain. And all we get is the black dude going, F you, dude. It's like, okay, what? Ironcaster, I don't know, man. I don't know how you could watch. I was so blown away at the stupidity of the sequence. Like, okay, everything has been outed to the audience. Everything has now been outed. Master Chief knows the truth, and everything is outed to Keys, and nothing changes. Makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope. Keys would have immediately called the winter contingent, which is the defensive plan if the government ever got to reach. Everything would have gone on lockdown. They would have started getting civilians off the planet. And that's exactly what he would have done. There would have been no ifs, ands, buts. There would have been no, oh, I'll bend my knee to Oni. And there would have been none of that. No, Keys wouldn't have had it. And he's not an admiral. He's a captain. They screwed that up too. He's not Admiral Keys. He is Captain Keys.
So I think the thing I was kind of taken away from it was the fact that we actually had at least more elements of action to it. That we're seeing Master Chief actually do something in the elevator. I was like, I can't.
You're really being. You're so literally. That's like what 6 seconds of screen time, my friend. Are you kidding me? It's not even enough time for a short. It won't even let me upset. I can't even upload a short that's less than 15 seconds, and you're telling me that that's the high point of Halo Season 2 is an elevator scene.
The bar was set so low by this series that just any little element of action was a genuine surprise to me.
Dear Lord, I'm going to put him in timeout, people. Pat says we should call her Space Randolph. That's not a horrible name. Not a horrible name. Yeah, not going to totally lie. Zach's is in the house. Hey, brother. I'm going to watch Zach's had a nice afternoon show and time with Roman, I believe, today. So I'll be able to catch that on my drive home. So it'll be awesome.
No one of consequence.
AC says 23 billion people have died up to this point in the lore. Ackerson is going to pull this crap. Yeah, it makes no sense. This makes no sense that you would not be. And literally in the episode, Keys' character is like, oh, I have people here. I have family too. I'm like, yeah. So why are you letting him leave the room? I don't care what kind of. This is just. It's so antithetical to any survival element of any show that's ever been done that's remotely interesting. Like this wouldn't work in any show. Like. If it had come out in Walking Dead that Rick had let all the zombies in the back door and he just didn't care because he thought his best way would have created this, the other people would have been like, "Screw you, dude! You don't get to do that. You don't get to do these things." That's nuts. Yeah, I don't. The show makes no. The show is literally written either by AI or the bigger morons than I ever even imagined.
It's bigger morons than you ever imagined. They might be using some AI, but they are dumb. They're dumb and they're told not to look into any of this. They're told not to read the books. Don't read the books. Don't look at the lore. Don't play the games. Don't touch any of this because we don't want you influenced in any way, shape, or form by what's already been done because we want to make something new and edgy and DEI.
Oh, it's sad. Yeah, Zach's had to cancel. I had to be a real dad. I'm sorry, buddy. Listen, we will try to schedule that. My whole streaming world's been turned upside down with day job stuff. But yeah, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell so you don't miss Zach's videos. Okay, so we have a little brief scene with Space Randolph, and then we cut to this scene. So if you wanted to see Pops' brain completely spill out of my head, it was this scene. So we had the only action that made Ironcaster excited. Wait. I'm gonna cheat. Hold on. I'm gonna Ironcaster. I'm sorry, man. You have to own this. Ready? The only action in this scene was a 6 seconds of elevator fighting to get to the point where we're now going to sit down and have food with soup with the POC general from the episode season 1.
Ramen.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to the ramen line because that's my trump card.
Look, there is a couple moments in this episode that kind of got me. Like the Alzheimer's thing at first was something that did kind of touch me a bit because having gone through it with my grandmother, like I remember being there. I remember like coming home and asking myself like one day, like, can she remember my name? And so seeing the director here looking after his father there, it touched me in a way.
I think it was fine if they had left the first scene as the only scene. They're going to derail it here in a minute. And that's when I lost my crap so I agree with you. If it was, Dad, I can't take you with me. I have to do something dramatic Basically, you're going to die here. You may not even remember this conversation. There's at least some human elements and all that. I know this has nothing to do with the game. It has nothing to do with the lore. It's all dog crap in the grand scheme of for the Halo fans. But at least in the story, if you're going to do it, all right, whatever. So,
I also
what?
one of the other scenes that worked for me here.
I'm a little confused, Ironcaster. There's something I should what?
I was a
us all the
PlayStation
knowledge.
fan.
I think it just got clipped. I'm not sure. I think Zach's going to send us a clip of.
Show us on the dolly where the Master Chief touched you.
So the other scene that I thought worked for me was Master Chief at the very end of this episode where he goes to the church. And he has this moment where they're kind of talking a little bit about religion, like with Hollywood the way it is. Like I was surprised. I'm like, they're actually going to a church. They're actually going to give us some positive moments of faith of some sort in this show. I was surprised by this.
Yeah, but then they turned it around and showed you a completely insane zealot view of what the Covenant want.
All right, before we get there, let's finish with this scene because this is possibly I don't have it lined up. I don't know exactly. There's no subtitles on this file, so I don't know exactly where the line is. But I kid you not, they're having the conversation, and Master Chief is explaining the Covenant. The Covenant is here, and she says, "I kid you not." She says, "Quote in the ramen." My brain popped. Like what? Like, huh?
There are
Cash,
bad lines
you had to know that my brain just what? Yeah, I kid you not, guys. That's literally her line is in the ramen.
In the ramen.
Yeah, that's my face too, John. That's my
Oh,
face.
but she's supposed.
What did she? What?
But here she is. She's supposed to be like like one of these like covert like Nick Fury-esque figures who's kind of behind the scenes, and she's actually not out of of Ori, but she's gonna be here and actually doing things.
Hello to the Ori.
She's
she doesn't
be. They're literally freaking having a conversation about the death of humanity on the planet. Like literally the Covenant is on the planet that will literally kill the humans. And she thinks a joke about the freaking ramen is appropriate. I'm out of my mind of like the stupidity of this level of dialogue of these writers. Like you don't even forget about Halo. Halo's gone. Halo is dead to the show. There's no Halo in the show. There's cosplaying fan fiction at best. We all agree on that.
But they think that this is all witty and edgy because the Battle of Breach is coming. So to them, ooh, we're setting everybody up, and ooh, it's going to be so great, and ooh, they'll never guess what's going to happen, and ooh, we want you to feel for John and be just as frustrated for John as John is acting, and we want you to feel bad for Ackerson douchebaggery. And Strawberry Spartan doesn't know what to do. We want you to feel all that with us.
In the ramen. I want a
ramen.
shirt. Chris Persia, figure out a way to get me. It's going to be mostly text. The image has to be pretty bland, so we don't have too much to it. Maybe it's in Halo text, and it just says in.
Make the okay. You know how they do the SpaghettiOs and like alphabet shapes and all that shit. Just do the ramen in the shape of a Sangali, in the shape of an elite and the little Covenant characters. And you could have
we need
a bowl
that says in the ramen.
In the ramen.
In the ramen. This is freaking. Zach's will get the reference. This is as bad as hashtag RIP Wade from Kenobi. Like, what the heck is? I mean, it's just the stupidity is. I could not believe this. Again, let me reiterate for anyone who's not watching the show. We're watching it so you don't have to. So literally, John is sitting down with her to explain the Covenant is here. The threat to the humans on the planet right now is so real that I'm coming to you for some sort of advice. What do I do? And her joke is, it's in the ramen. I couldn't freaking, yeah, I couldn't, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's get on with it because we cut back to douchebaggery guy who goes to visit Doctor. So he actually has Halsey the whole time. Which, by the way, we're going to come to that. We're not going to spoil what happens to Halsey, but this is so stupid that we cut away. The audience and Ackerson knows this happened. I don't think anyone else, as far as we know, knows this is happening. Right? The big dun 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 moment is he brings in not Dave Chappelle, who was captured at the end of episode 1. Now, Ironcaster, what was going through your brain right about now?
This is my initial thought was, okay, so this would be an interesting pairing. But wait, we're putting these two together. Obviously, they're gonna have to escape together, and he wants her dead. How are we going to justify this of not Dave Chappelle just straight up murdering her?
Well, then see, that's the thing. That's why Ackerson put him in there in the first place. He had to walk away from his father. So why should Halsey be allowed to live when he had to walk away from his father? Tit for tat. Oh, I can't do it myself. I can't justify doing it myself. But if I put I want to be Dave Chappelle in there, well, not Dave Chappelle's going to get really angry because, he's been on the run all this time because of her. He'll take care of it. He'll take care of my problem for me. I won't have to do it because I'm too big of a pussy. Sorry for the P word, Pops.
It's at this point, I don't even know what to say, man. This is we're going to I just want to put a pin in this scene happening, and we're going to get to why this is so stupid and waste of our time in a minute. You're going to get it, guys. I promise. It's worse than you can possibly imagine. Okay, we cut back over Grace Randolph's Halo surrogate. Blah blah blah. Nobody cares. Blah blah blah. Miss Mullet doesn't have a mullet. And
can I just say how stupid that scene was before you go on?
Sure.
The click scene. So there's 4 people on this ship. 4 adults with guns. And Miss Mullet does a little tappy, taparoo on a metal bar with her knife to draw people away from the room that everybody's in so that she can kill them one by one with a knife and then kill the guy holding not Grace Randolph hostage.
It's so stupid. She's this little teenage girl who weighs like 100 pounds wet, taking on basically they're pirates, right? These are not Dave Chappelle's people. These are supposed to be pirates. Yeah. So these are mercenaries. So 100-pound wet, formerly known as Miss Mullet, is strategically taking them down with a quote knife, a shiv.
It's like, yeah,
the show is shiv.
I was so caught up thinking about the fact that I'm like, okay, what am I going to call this character? Because I'm thinking like, okay, who's going to survive through this episode? Like the one is just straight up Amy Winehouse. I'm like, I have her name now. I can't wait to tell the guys about this.
Yeah, she's dead though.
She's dead.
Yeah.
She doesn't matter. At the end of the day, didn't matter. None of that mattered.
Yeah, nothing's mattering in this show. Like nothing's going to matter. So we're going to cut back. So by the way, none of that mattered. And we cut back to Alzheimer's dad. And so basically now we're going to not leave him behind. We're going to go back to him and now have this scene to set up what Ironcaster was talking about earlier. We bring in the girl who was in the Doctor scene, who was not young Doctor. It was really his sister who was part of the program and died. Okay, I still don't care. I was just irritated because that's supposed to be a twist. And I'm just like, I don't care like at all about any of this. Like, I don't even know who in their right mind thought in the script that this would remotely matter to whom. I don't understand. I didn't know about the dad 5 minutes ago. And why do I care about his feelings? I thought he was going to be left to be dead anyway.
None of the kids that were on Reach to become Spartans came from Reach. None of them. Why? Because if anybody saw them and they knew who they were, none of the kids came from Reach.
It went out of the whole program. I got it. Okay.
And this makes the whole thing with the clones that much worse because it's not even a clone of her as a child of Dr. as a child. No, he's setting in is like he's cloning his sister and he's recreating her to keep dying over and over and over again. Like like any sympathy I had for you is gone now. Like I don't care about this character anymore now.
Nerd Royal. Dave Chappelle is a bad guy. No, he's
No,
not.
he's like the best. He's the second
He's
best
actually
character
probably
in
the
the
best
show.
actor as far as the scenes that he's been in, but now he's like being relegated back to the way he was in season 1, where he's just going to be like stoic black dude who just looks mad now. He won't be allowed to act like he was in episode 1. So,
I mean, the
anyway.
worst part is he'll never get. They won't let him be like get to be like a sort of a leading character here because he's gonna have to be saddled with Doctor and sort of be her attaché.
Well, he's like a watered
You'll
down
never get
Spartan
to-
anyway, because he was sort of like trained in the system, and then he's not part of the system, so they don't really know what they're doing with him anyway. They still want to get rid of him because he's a POC. So,
well,
right,
no,
so
it's gonna make it worse because now for the rest of the season he's gonna be kind of strapped to her at her side when they escape Reach and all that. He won't get a chance to shine because he can't upstage her. He can't. The showrunners will not let him upshine Doctor.
All I ask for is that he carries her around on his back like piggyback style. That's all I ask. I just want that. That's all I want. If I'm gonna be stuck with that as a story, a little subplot, then I want them all in. I need them all in. So, then we cut back to the girl is the key to everything. So, this girl is the girl that he saved when he was cosplaying as Master Chief. She hears the same message that he does, and she taps her fingers, and it's supposed to matter. All that was happening in my brain at this point was, is it over yet? And what was happening in Loki's brain? I just said their whole time, this is such dog crap storytelling nonsense. It makes, I don't know.
Now the prayer, I'll tell you something about the prayer real quick. So hundreds of thousands of years ago, there was an ancient civilization that was more advanced than any other. Even the humans now and the Covenant, more advanced than all of them. And they got completely wiped out by this thing called the Flood. That's basically like a Borg bio version of the Borg. They go in, they take over your nervous system, and they walk you around like a meat suit, like a meat puppet suit. This badass, kick-ass civilization gets almost completely wiped out, and they're going to infest every planet in the known galaxy. So to stop that, these guys make the Halo rings, which is going to wipe out all life in the known galaxy. So what they do is they take like humans from Earth, and they take Singali, and they take the Covenant leaders and the grunts and all that, and they store them in data. Okay, they store their DNA, they store all that shit. And then when they do this and they fire up the super weapon and it completely kills everything in the galaxy, well, almost everything, their machines start planting the people back. Now, they didn't clone them, but they took that genetic, it's almost like they stored the people. They didn't clone them, but they kind of stored them and put them in cold storage until all of this was over. The Covenant think that if they can activate this device, they will ascend to the Holy Land and be gods. It's like this is the way to our salvation of becoming pure and godly. We're going to become gods because we're going to activate this shit. They're too dumb to realize and too steeped in their religion to realize that this is going to kill every single life in the galaxy. And this time, there's no backup plan. There's no, we'll go back and seed people where they were. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. They're just going to kill everybody because they think that that's ascension. They're going to become gods.
And the irony is, Zach's hitting the nail. Zach is hitting the nail on the head with the concept of what came out of District 9 and the fact that Neil Blomkamp could have done a great film with something like that too. That's really, really good. Yeah. And then I think there was a great comment here. Dash Attack also said, "Yeah, Halo season 2 is less dog crap than season 1, but still not Halo." Well, sort of. It's just nothing's happening. There's just nothing of any substance, sort of like at all. but I mean, I get it. So, and then I did the gift membership thing they let us do. So 5 more members. Guys, folks, thank you so much for being here doing that thing. Pat S, Jacob, Penny, Copa, and Keely Chow. So there you go. Man, I tell you what, this show, I'm exhausted from it at this point. I don't even say. I'm sort of like just okay. Ironcaster, I have to agree. I thought the church scene was probably one of the better scenes if it had actually kind of mattered a little bit more. But I just don't know what matters at this point. Like, I don't know why I should care about some little girl that he saves. Like, okay, I mean, it's better than him not caring about anybody that got to get saved. But I mean, it doesn't really matter.
It has some good elements, but it is flawed. All of this just to put in this, is Master Chief seeing things when we know he's being legit, and we're just doing this to push mental health as a plot element.
And up their own ass. They're up their own ass.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so terrible. So then we cut around to just more of this Master Chief thing, hearing the signal thing that's going to be happening. And then you're going to cut back to Space Race Grandoff and all that. And then the episode ends. So it's just chaos. It's going to break out, basically. That's all we know.
Oh, wait. Look, here's the Spartan. This is the only thing he does all episode. He walks.
Yeah, I know. He's cool when he's doing it. He's cool when he's doing it. I don't know, man.
Still shaking my head. I've been shaking my head the whole time we've been doing this. For the last 15 minutes, I've been shaking my head now.
I sat there
disgusting.
and I don't understand. Like, they just, because of how they end the episode and the fact that douchebag McGee isn't arrested or outed or whatever and just kind of like flies away, it undoes the entire sub story with the dad. Like, why do we need the second scene? That was completely irrelevant. Like you said, I guess they're trying to shoehorn some assisted suicide conversation or something. And then it's like, well, what's the point of POC lady if she's not going to help and do anything? Because John has no sense of urgency. He's just wandered off to go find the girl that's key to everything. Like, okay, the Covenant are here, and you're just still going to go find people to talk to and chat and have ramen. It's in the ramen, and I'm like, dude, the freaking aliens are on the planet. Go find your Spartans and let's saddle up, as Loki says. Saddle up. Let's go. That's what you're for.
They don't believe him. They don't trust him. Because that was their big push at the beginning of this. Oh, you're going to lie to your soldiers. He would have never done that. He just told them, no, we're not clear, but we're going to go and do it anyway. Because that's what we do. We're Spartans. Now he's lied to his men, which Chief would never have done. Plain and simple.
The little girl key to everything. Well, she also can hear the messaging, and that's why she's in the church scene. I don't know that she's relevant to anything other than that, but that's why she's in this scene, because she was the one that was saved. They don't explain it at all, Nerdporio. It's not like they have to explain things in the show. They just do some things. So, hey, Jacob, how you doing, brother? Lots of fart sniffing. Sure. They gave Master Chief not really PTSD. It's more like he doesn't believe anything. I'm sorry.
Oh,
They don't believe anything he says, so they're gaslighting him. Basically, is what's happening, because they all know it's true. So
we're gonna get that in season 3. So we watch season 3 is gonna be all about Master Chief having PTSD.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of where they might be going with this, I guess. They're going to at least try to have him sort of like some sort of instability. Like, we're not quite sure if he can be trusted or whatever, and then he's got to, I don't know.
They're going to use him. So Ackerson douchebaggery guy is going to use him as a fall guy. Master Chief was unstable. I couldn't rely on the Spartans. Blah blah blah. He was seeing things. He was saying all these crazy things. Master Chief's the fall guy. He's going to let Reach be destroyed. He's going to sacrifice Reach. And then they're going to go on about how it's all Master Chief's fault. So,
I don't even know.
Doesn't get better than that.
I don't even know if they're going to spend the kind of money they would need to make Reach an actual battle. I think it's just going to be a lot more talking. There'll be off-screen explosions or something, and you're going to see Halsey and not Dave Chappelle running in hallways and bickering with each other. And then we're going to cut away to Miss Mullet and Space Randolph. I don't even know, man. I'm so bored.
They're
I'm
going to go to
out of my-
Reach. They're going to go to Reach to save not Dave Chappelle. That's what they're going to do, because they told her where he is. They told her in that scene where he is. Oh, they took him to Reach, and he's on Reach, and it's far away. You'll never get there. That's exactly where they're going.
Okay,
to
so
Reach
payback for so season 1 when he saves her. Now season 2 is she's going to be the savior of him.
We're gonna get Miss Mullet showing up at the last minute to save not Dave Chappelle with her little like prison shank, and she's gonna kill an elite. You watch. She's gonna get the Arya. She's gonna kill an elite like Arya Stark did the Night King.
Wow. I'm sort of blown away at how bad this has gotten. And I don't mean this in the same way as season 1, because I understand what Dash Attack and others are saying. Like, it's not as bad. And what I think season 1 and 2, when we said it was not as bad as season 1, what I meant by that was there were elements to the show like they spent money on, like the set design, thought some of the CGI was better, things like that, like the quality elements of the show. The problem now is there's nothing to even grab. I don't even know what the story really is. Like all I'm basing what I think the story is off what Loki has told me actually happens in the game, and the faith that we should have that they're trying to backdoor their way into some bastardized version of that. That's
they got the Spartans using the back door.
Well, the one for sure is he's no power bottom, but he's definitely got some backdoor action going on for sure. I don't even know anymore. Ironcaster, sell me on this episode. What was the elevator scene?
I'm giving him a half point for it because like getting to see Master Chief not hit the guy but knock him into the wall, showing that he has the enhanced strength, was a nice little touch. But there was a couple of those little quiet moments that got me. Unfortunately, it's surrounded by so much BS that it's kind of tough to really enjoy. And with you guys kind of helping highlight that stuff, it's kind of the little bit of enjoyment stuff it's really putting it's really darkening that little shine I had.
Okay. It would have mattered. Okay, first of all, let's just say there's other people like you who's been some Halo tubing simping going on. So, okay, AC, I hear you. I haven't watched any of those videos yet, so maybe I could go search a couple out to hear what people are saying. I would agree with Ironcaster more if the elevator scene was the first scene of Master Chief reacting like, screw these people. I know what actually is going on. I'm going to go get my suit. I'm going to go get my team. I'm going to get into action. We got some Covenant to throw down. Instead, I'm going to go have some soup.
The ones liking this show aren't Halo fans. They are Call of Duty fans.
And I suppose that's one of the other things that is kind of caused me that I don't have that same connection to Halo. Like I said, like I said earlier, I was always a PlayStation guy, so I didn't get a chance to play through the Halo franchise as much. I know a little bit of things here or there. I don't have the intimate knowledge of the franchise. So little things like someone not having the right class, like I'm gonna miss out on.
This is 100% not going to happen, Dash. This show is just like a Marvel or a Star Wars show where it's all about talking and there's no action, and there's going to be squeezed all into one final episode and maybe a couple sequences here and there, and they're going to be, see guys, see what we did right there, and it's like, why do I have to sit through 3-4 episodes of nothing, just walking around and having food? And I don't know. I'm exasperated because I've brought this on the show, and at this point I was ready to pull the plug. I was so bored. I'm so bored out of my mind. I'm like, can we take a week off and have something good and then come back and then we'll do like 2 or 3 episodes or something? Maybe something will happen. I'm so beside myself. I sat there and watched it, and I can't tell you how many times I paused, like, why did we cut away from the scene? Why did this matter? This doesn't matter. Nothing's mattering. Nothing. What the heck? But the problem is
doesn't matter to the people writing it. So why
Yeah.
should it matter to us?
well, I just want something good to watch. Is the only reason it matters to me. I actually care about there actually being a story, but they contradict their own story. Like Ironcaster, you're right. The elevator scene could have mattered. Doesn't matter now. Like Alzheimer's scene could have mattered. Doesn't matter. They derail every single moment that they even try to set up. Like I don't even understand the blind. Like, why do I care? Like everyone's leaving, but they're not leaving. So Keys didn't do anything. Braids is having dinner with the blind gay dude. Like Strawberry Spartan's like trying to get in the action. Like, put me in, coach. And like, what? Why are you going?
No,
to
you're benched.
You're on the
Mark
bench.
my words, blind albino black gay Spartan.
Blind
will
Al.
have Blind Al. We'll call him Blind Al. The Blind Al will have a heroic last stand, kill 'em all moment where he gives his life to be a Spartan.
Or he
That's
saves.
what he always wanted
saves
to
somebody. Yeah. Saves his family. He saves his husband and somebody saves. Maybe he saves Braids. Maybe even saves Braids.
They put them together. They lump these characters together. They're gonna have a big action sequence together.
Yeah, you're not alone, Dash.
I'd say, long story short, you're better off going on YouTube and watching some of those like compilation videos like passionate fans will put together. Well, they will do Halo 2 the movie, and it is like all the cutscenes in order. They'll even go and do the 3D renders to help fill in details. Like
Go
there's
watch Reach.
fan-
There's a damn Reach movie. There's a Reach movie that's 10 times better than this. I think they got the kids' ages kind of, but there's a great movie out there that's a lot better than this, that explains everything that they've done and everything they had to go through and how they lost people and how some people were crippled or blind or whatever, and then what they did after that. That's a great movie. Halo Reach is a great movie. The Fall of Reach. This is not that. This is not what you want. And I'm sure they were all told, don't look at it, don't watch it, don't read about it, don't read books, don't do nothing, because we don't want you to know anything.
We're not canon.
Well, they've done that with everything else. There's no reason not to believe they didn't do that as well. So either that's been said or not, it doesn't matter. That's what other things have been said. So, yeah, Pat, no surprise. This is not. Well, it wouldn't have been last year. It would have been 2022. But reality is nobody's watching this. Even on the anticipation of the watch report that I got, this was like it's barely in the top 10. It's usually like 5 or 6 at the high mark, and that's probably pretty gracious. So,
how much did they spend this season? Like $300 million?
It's millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars per episode. It's nuts.
Crazy. That's crazy. There's no call for it.
I'm bored, Roman.
I'm bored. Paramount Plus does have a couple of actually decent shows on there.
Sure. Every streaming service has this conflict. That's why I get so ticked off.
Like
they can do a good show.
Revival was good. It's funny. Frasier came back and that was fantastic.
Okay. They have the easiest antagonist for a show ever. They decided to go the opposite direction. They don't want to spend the money, man. You see, there's no way they want to spend the money on the CGI to keep having elites show up. Even though the scene in the beginning wasn't terrible, it was so much better than season 1. And then they just completely shift direction and go in a completely different way. So, nope, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Evil Girlfriend, doubt it. Not even going to waste the money on that. Can't even wear an armor. He's failed augmentation. It's good. I think in streaming games back to back to bring people along through Halo journey. Yeah, let's do it, man. Fire it up.
Do it.
Fire it up. Blind Spartan is either an emotional support Spartan or a counselor. Emotional support Spartan should be a shirt as well. Holy crap. Can we get like a silhouette of the albino guy so we know that's who it is? And then it would be emotional support Spartan.
So I don't know about getting that, but we did get one other ask of yours, Pops.
Oh, things are coming in. All right, what am I looking at? Oh, there it is. The Dr. Pepper hat is here. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Is that Chris Persia?
That is Chris Persia.
He is a goat, man. You are the
Chris
goat.
delivers.
We will have that next week as our new overlay. That will probably be my permanent overlay, to be honest. Oh, I drive my wife crazy with the amount of Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero I drink. So I've redeemed so many points through the Dr. Pepper app that they grade me out. I can't even get free crap. I have to like wait till I save into like the thousands to get like a cooler or something because they can't. I've used up all my free soda, all my free crap. That's how much soda I drink. Yeah, nothing is right. Blind guy in Rogue One. Yeah, it's just the military barely had money to create the armor. They wouldn't have the money to create variants. Yeah. David Bob is here. Halo season 2. I decided to skip after season 1. Yeah, we're suffering, David Bob. We really. I don't know. I mean, boy, Loki. We've talked about it briefly, but apathy is worse than suck.
I just don't care.
Yeah, apathy is worse. Like this is I've fallen into apathy really bad, Ironcaster. You're gonna have to throw a rope around me and keep me involved. I'm ready to I'm literally ready to pull the eject button and go. Well, maybe in a couple weeks we'll do a Halo Where Are We Now 4, 5, and 6 episode summary or something. Because right now I just don't care at all.
Okay, let me make a proposal. Let me see what you guys think about this, and let's see what everyone in the audience thinks.
You guys in the chat, let us know what you think.
We do one more episode of Halo, see how whatever the big battle, wherever they were teasing we're going to get is. And after that, if there is any like shred of hope there, then we come back and we do a season finale for this.
All right, we'll do it. So here's my okay, how about this is my criteria. So, if they don't have at least a third of the episode as action,
you know they're not going to do that.
There's no way. There's no way they're going to give me anything to go on. They're not going to move. What is the story at this point?
So
Master Chief knows that the Covenant is there. They have not shown us any of that. They haven't shown us anything. We think we saw Hot Pocket in that episode 1 scene. I don't. Do you believe anything that we've seen? I don't even know that they would back off of that or not.
Well, also, we don't know that the Covenant attacked.
Yeah, it's just
the end of this episode.
About.
It could be Ackerson trying to get Chief back.
It's a
so
false
we don't
flag.
know. It could be a false flag. They could have flashbanged the church and.
Yeah,
it might be Keys. It might be Ackerson. It might be the Covenant. We just don't know.
And I don't care is my problem. So, all right, Ironcaster, I'll give you this. I will give you one more week. So, episode 4 next week.
Yep.
But I am talking about we are on like 10% mode of me sticking around for a while. Otherwise, we will jump ahead to the finale. So, I'm going to tell you guys, and Ironcaster, you have a lot of homework to do because you have to watch episode 4. And then you have to quickly work in your Alien and Aliens rewatch because that's what we'll go to right away. If
that was actually what I was going to recommend next.
If episode 4 can't at least give me some story, I know it's going to suck. Loki knows it's going to suck. We know it's going to suck. There's no, I have no faith that it's not going to suck. But it's not even sucking to the point where I care. It's like it's just generic nonsense of people walking around. This was like Loki season 1. The Purple Planet episode where nothing happens. They just walk and talk and ride a train and talk some more. And I'm like, he punched 2 dudes in an elevator, went and had soup. And then he went to a church. And then the douchebag guy talked to his dad and said, "Hey, see you later, Dad." And then has him again. "Oh, by the way, I brought my CGI sister that you thought was dead here. Before you die, you could see the CGI sister is not really here.
Your dead daughter."
Yeah, here you go. And then what? And then, by the way, Doctor, here's not Dave Chappelle that I kidnapped from another planet. I brought him here so he can kill you because I'm not going to kill you, or I'm not going to order any of these other soldiers to kill you. I'm going to have not Dave Chappelle. What the F are we doing? There's no through line at all of story at all. What does chat have to say? Let's go to chat. Is everyone who won't watch this show racist and sexist and something phobic? Maybe. Oh, hey,
take your pick.
I'll take it. I'm isophobe, whatever. So let me graduate from school first next month, and I'll start streaming regularly. Sounds good, man. Let's do it. Yes, emotionally support Spartan. That's genius. I want the silhouette of the albino guy's head and like white, enough of the white, and then I could have the emotionally support Spartan. So we're making shirts. I need people to help me, and I will get them on Redbubble. We will make. And by the way, if you want to share in the revenue, we'll gladly split that $1.50 we make per shirt. Like, it's not like it's going to pay my mortgage. So drinking zero. Yes. Sprite now. Very good. Yeah. I'm a zero diet drinker. Still not very good, but Halo is even more garbage than season 1. The show is beyond. Yeah. That's the problem now. Master Cheeks, the talkathon. Yeah. Is MC still dead? MC's just walking around having soup and talking. And that's yeah.
I'm seeing Covenant and ramen.
Yeah. False flag. Yeah. Second false flag reference. I need to roll out. Take care, man. Take care, brother. It's so bad. AC is just toxic fan. He might be. Just have them talking about, man, that battle was really rough, and then not even show the battle. Well, that actually is happening. There's like doing things that are off camera already. It's just none of that stuff actually matters either. It's just, yeah. Yeah, Gap. I hear we talking about power bottom sucking braids. What's going? I know. Well, listen, I don't want to tell you, Gap. The show is so boring. That's about the best we're going to get. Yeah, nicknames is always ruled. So, the Sims are truly bringing out my angerness. Maybe, I don't know. Sharkcaster love, overbearing women. Yap Fest, and I hope we make those shirts. That's good. Yeah,
Sharing our feelings in hallways.
It's in the.
I get more excited about like when they introduce new characters because I'm trying to think about the new nicknames.
But it didn't even matter, and I knew they weren't going to matter because not Miss Mullet is in the scene. So I'm like, okay, well, they're either going to race away or she ultimately kills them. So I'm like, okay, so now they don't matter. So this goes back again. We're going back to bad Star Wars. This goes back to like Andor. We're supposed to care about the death of all these characters. And I kid you not, if you did not have your subtitles on, you never would have known the name of those characters. The dialogue was so poorly written, you did not know their names. So why do I care about a bunch of pirates? I don't know their name. What are the pirates' names? What are the characters' names, Ironcaster? I have no idea.
One is just Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I know.
They're all dead now. They're just dead pirates at the hands of Miss Mullet. Well, formerly known as Miss Mullet. I just freaking... She's Miss Miss Ramen now. She's a cheap version of Rose Tika. That's just so... Yeah, not Miss Mullet. Yeah, I don't know. She used to be Miss Mullet. Doctor is who... Yeah.
So, real quick, is the Dr. Halsey, Doctor, does her character survive through the games? Or is she... Oh, we're stuck with her. So she's
piggybacking on not Dave Chappelle. She's got to be rescued by Miss Mullet.
For years, even after the war. So even after the war, for years after the war, with the Covenant and the human race, even after that, she's still around. So.
Oh, that's great. It's okay. Okay, so here's where we are. We're watching episode 4 next week. We are hanging by a thread. And then I will tell you that, folks, if you wanted to have a rewatch or a reaction of Ironcaster who has never seen Aliens, he's seen Alien, but not Aliens. Okay.
How the hell you never watch Aliens?
It's coming up next. Trust me. Watch the video with Die Hard video we did with Mike, and watch his face whenever Ironcaster is confessing that he's never seen Godfather and he's never seen Aliens. Just watch poor Mike grab his Alf doll and start cuddling with it in like a therapy move of like how sheltered Ironcaster is. So we will be breaking this this cherry right here on Talk Hard, most likely in 2 weeks, because there's no way I think episode 4. There's no story to move forward with. There's no story. The story is literally like a bunch of spaghetti in that ramen bowl. There's nothing to grab onto. I have nothing. And poor Loki's pulling out the hair that's not on his head. That's how bad this is. What about Corn Puff and whatever Loki calls the ugly? Well, first off, I think you're talking about Autumn Sunrise. She's completely MIA. We need to get her on like a milk carton. We need a little milk carton with Autumn Sunrise. Like, where in the world is Autumn Sunrise? She's just not even on the planet. We don't even know where she is. Yeah, I know.
I think she was smart enough to get out of the show.
So when I have streaming capabilities again, we will schedule a reaction video with Ironcaster and I believe Left Eye Ego, who have never seen Godfather. So we watch. I will do a video with them whenever I can stream again, more regularly. So let's see. You know, a show is bad when Pops has his face. Yeah, it's it's just sort of like it's that and this. That's all. It just kept happening. That's all. It just kept happening watching the show. Just you got to be freaking. Yeah, comparing.
Did you watch this like the whole way through, or did you have to take breaks again?
I took breaks. I can't watch this straight through. I watched. Yeah. So when they come back after the credits, and then Master Chief is stopped by the girl boss. Hold him up, Master Chief. You can't get past me, Master Chief. I'm going to bust through that door. You're not going to stop me, dude. Then we're going to cut away to douchebag and the dad. I was like, what the pause? What in the name F? It's me in my head cursing and behaving like old heathen Pops doesn't want to behave. It stays in my head. And I'm like, Lord, please give me the strength to watch this diarrhea of a show and these crappy writers. Why am I not making 6 figures in Hollywood, writing a screenplay from home that could be this is like JV college class writing bad. This is bad. This is bad. Yeah. I remember like just the concept of just like you have to have through lines and character arcs, and no, this is so bad.
The only through line was tapping.
The girl, she doesn't matter. She doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. It's tapping with the one girl. It's tapping with Miss Mullet. It's like, it won't even surprise me. This is how bad the show is. I'll make another prediction that I'm almost like 30% chance that the girl that matters now, the little lady that he saved in the earlier episode, that we won't even keep track of where she is by the time the planet is destroyed. Like she'll just get lost in the shuffle. We'll assume she may or may not be alive again. We don't even know. That's how bad the writing is. They'll just forget to deal with it. It's a whiteboard item that didn't get crossed off.
How much do you want to bet that the tapping is a whiteboard item? That one of the writers or somebody was sitting there with
100%.
Tap.
100%.
Oh, we'll put tapping into the show. We'll put it into episode 3 when blah 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 happens.
I didn't even look at the creative lineups on a show like this because I don't even know who the writers are. I just know the formula of how bad it is. So I know Sisu reference. I know Sisu. All right, see you later, Dash. Enjoy your show. Be good, man. They want people to know the canon. Yeah, they don't know. I don't understand why. I don't understand why there's such a do everything you can to not make money. This is literally where we're at in Hollywood. Whatever it takes to not make money. It's like sit around a room. Hey, Loki, what can we do in a show so no one would want to buy a game? That's what they're doing.
They do that. They're doing that too. They're doing that too because they're getting kickbacks and tax credits for all of this. We went over this morning. Yes, that is true. They got tax breaks for this. They got tax breaks for the games. They got tax breaks for Skull and Bones. More than anything, that new Skull and Bones got a huge tax break, better than anything everybody's got because it came from Singapore.
Yep. And that was largely why they couldn't cancel the game.
That was why they couldn't cancel the game because they'd have to give the money back.
Okay, Zach. So literally off camera, Cortana was removed from Master Chief's head somehow. It was off camera. We don't know. I wish I was telling you an exaggeration, but there's just like a scene where he's on like a gurney thing and he's dying, and then suddenly he's not. And they make references to they took her out, and then we see that she's a different AI Cortana. She's a completely different actress. That's all I know. Anyway, she's been in a couple of scenes, and that's it. It's all changed. So they want to insert their own message. I know. We'll never find out why some of these are hearing all the Watchtower heads. Yeah, we don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So with that, let's talk about some good stuff. Ironcaster, my friend. Let's talk about this show because this Monday show is starting to get some legs. I'm liking the Monday show. I'm liking the mech talk. So every Monday at what time is mech talk?
So it was I was doing 8 p.m. Eastern, but I had a little bit of feedback from a couple of guys who were wanting me to push back to 9 because it kind of worked around some of the streams, and I can kind of hopefully get a couple of guys that were, they were still working, getting out. So so tentatively I'm looking at about 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights to talk about all the cool big robot stuff and all that, spandex superheroes and just a little positivity with some big folks, robot fun.
The link has been there. You guys hit it out again for me, please, because he even talked about Transformers 5. Great comic book. If you're not reading Transformers, you got some catching up to do, because Transformers right now, Skybound and Image, this whole Transformers G.I. Joe crossover stuff is like fun 80s fun. It's just literally just fun. Like, I'm just having a blast. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So, and IRONCASTER is doing a great job of talking about just all sorts of fun stuff. It's just great to listen to good stuff. So,
yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place talking with some tabletop stuff over with T-shirt on his channel. I'm on with 32 flavors of Nick Weiser and Friday nights to talk about comic books, and we've got the Chris Claremont and Frank Miller Wolverine coming up this Friday.
Oh, dear Lord, it's so good. It's so good.
It is like a perfect 10 out of 10 book.
Yeah, it's a legacy book. It's like the library book. It's like the best of all time kind of like category of stuff. And it's definitely one of those, like, you can tell people who are like not really comic book people who like to read don't hold it up in their mentions or whatever, and it's like, well, you've never really read it then. It doesn't sink in to get like the humanity of Wolverine. It's so good. So good. Okay. IRONCASTER, it's good stuff, man. I'm proud of you, man. Keep it up. Let's go. Rock on. Talk hard. Loki, my friend, what a great show today. And it's not even Wednesday.
Thank you.
So I felt like I've got like a bonus. Like, I felt like I was getting like a bonus YouTube talk is what I felt a little bit like. So we talked about it. But YouTube talk tomorrow.
YouTube talk tomorrow. We're going to go over all the things you don't want to hear when you're a content creator. All the things you don't want to run into, like demonetization, like getting strikes, how to avoid all of that, what to look for, what to watch out for, how to keep your channel safe. So with Pro WDW Pro recently getting demonetized and remonetized, I figured it'd be a perfect time to talk about do's and don'ts on content creation. So
okay, so Nerdporial. Okay, you can go back. If you need a digital link, I can send you a digital link. Start at Uncanny X-Men number 94. Uncanny X-Men 94. Chris Claremont starts writing X-Men, and that's the only place to start. If you go back and read all the Uncanny X-Men, it carries on. Now, I will admit, there are times and there are issues that are kind of a little overrated for people who are not into comics, because there's a lot of word bubbles at times. He has a lot of characters and a lot of word bubbles, but I'm telling you what, to juggle this much for so long, he defines everything. And no offense to Stan and the others, Chris Claremont is way superior than all the stuff that came before the first few years of X-Men. Yeah, so good. 94.
X-Men wasn't their best.
It did not start off. It was just an idea. That's why they're mutants. Like, it was just an excuse to give them powers. So we just need to have the mutants. Well, they're just mutants. Okay, well, that's not a story. But it was, but once Chris got involved, and it's tremendous, and they're just incredible legacy stories in there. So definitely start there. So you gonna have a comic book roundtable tomorrow and Thursday night?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll take a little pause on a couple shows.
So tomorrow I'll be seeing Final Fantasy VII Advent Children in theaters. That's at 7, which is normally when we do the comic book roundtable. So I won't be here for that. I don't know about Thursday. That's all up to Adega. So if Adega feels up to it, we'll do it. If not, then we'll skip it and be back next week. So Thursdays is now kind of a maybe not show.
Gotcha. Listen, we're all going through different things, folks. And if you haven't figured out the Avatar situation, or you haven't heard me talk about it, major life changes in my world, which is actually probably for the good over the long haul. It's just for the moment, streaming other than this show is just not really going to happen. I'm very limited on what I can do for content. But you know what? I'm still generating some content. So hang in there. And I've got some good stuff kind of in the pipe. Just got to be able to get things going. And it's always good to be with you wonderful folks. So hang in there. So, but yeah, next week we'll go one more next week. And then I'm just going to go ahead and schedule Aliens after that. because
we after all the suffering, we can't make it through this whole season. We need some medicine to make it feel better.
this is way worse than just being bad. Like for me, season 1 was Mystery Science Theater bad. I mean, I know Loki was ranting and raving. It hurt his feelings. It crushed him because it was like he cares so much about Halo and the lore and the canon, and it's like it was just not that. But to me, it was just laughable. It was like literally like parody of sci-fi. Like it was bad. It was cheap. It was generic, and it was bad. It deserved to be mocked upside down and sideways. This,
I want an apology.
yeah, they need to apologize. Season 1, it's destructive. It's terrible. It is terrible. Season 2 is just bored. Nothing is happening. There's nothing going on. Like I said, when you have this opening sequence in episode 3 and you set all that up, and then literally none of that matters. We just stop, full stop. And no, we're going to go back and we're going to put him back where he was. He's going to be lectured by Keys. And then he's going to punch 2 guys in an elevator, and he's going to go have ramen soup. And he's going to leave that scene, and he's going to go to church, talk to the girl that matters. And then he's going to see something that matters. He goes, okay, now it's going to be showtime. Not really, but it's like, that's your story arc. You got to be effing kidding me. Like this is, it's
You have to believe me, sir. The Covenant's on reach. I know, Master Chief. Then why haven't you done anything yet? Because I'm cooked and I live on my knees.
It's
Because
freaking,
plot.
it's just, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Aliens is the palate cleanser, and it is the cherry burster for 2 weeks from now. Sounds like Nerporio. Yeah. I gotta find who would be a really good person to bring in for that, a 4th chair. So we'll see. We'll have to keep that out there. See if we got a 4th person. I like to have that planned in advance, and we will find a 4th person for Aliens for Ironcaster. So, well, gentlemen, it's always been a pleasure. I have some videos coming, just squeezed out. I hate promising anything because if there's any other technical issues, they may not land right away. But I got a review of a microfilm called Isle of Hope, just like a dark drama about mental illness and stuff like that. But it's coming out. Well, I let people that make movies for a shoestring somehow manage to pull the friendship buttons and get some decent people in and stuff like that. So I did that film for them, did a review for them for that. Talked about the He-Man project is back on again. I don't know if you guys saw that news. Yeah, Amazon's about ready to buy the rights and hire Travis Knight to write it, or direct it or something. So I got that video dropping, and I'll get that out in a day or two. Hopefully we'll find out what's going on there. So yeah.
Nope.
I couldn't do the X-Men 97 stuff. I didn't do a video on it. I don't know that I can stand to sit through that trailer again. I don't know that I can. I just know who the person is who's behind it. So I couldn't bring myself to cheer for the gay black dude with cats on his Twitter page trying to tell me he's an X-Men fan and knows more about X-Men than I do, evidently. Because I'm like, no, we shouldn't be doing any of this. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's so stupid. Yeah.
I had a glimmer of hope for a half a second.
So the problem is exactly what we're having a problem with. This is X-Men animated series adapted their comic books. Now they changed stuff. I'm not saying they did a perfect job, but Batman animated series just created a different universe to play in. Batman animated series was like, we're going to make our own little version, our own little universe. And they actually scaled things up from the comic books. They made characters better, things like that. Right. X-Men was like a marketing machine. It was more like, we're going to sell action figures. We're going to retail we're going to retail the Dark Phoenix. We're going to tell Savage Land. We're going to do all that kind of stuff. These people don't read comics. They're not going to want you to read comics. So why do I believe they're going to do a show that does the same thing they did before? I don't believe them. I don't believe them at all. Zero. So this is definitely a facepalm week for sure for me. Yeah, but there's always hope for tomorrow because Loki will be on at 9 a.m. my time, 8 p.m. Central. Rock on, talk hard, skull, tuck and roll. Ironcaster will be on with Nick. He'll be on Twig on Saturday, doing his own show on Monday. Got all sorts of stuff going on, folks. Get out there, support your YouTuber. Be a friend of the community. Cheer us on. And do your thing. Make sure you're talking hard, bro. Make sure you're out there talking hard. Do your thing. So, but you guys take care. Everybody have a good week. And let's see. Let's do an Ironcaster. We got a little tribute for an Ironcaster. It's not that time of the year, but it seems like one of the best face swaps we are able to pull off. We'll go out with that. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
I met my old lover on the street. last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. Oh!